Let's take it back to last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together. I mean, can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together?
What? We do not have to imagine Muhammad Ali and Frazier having some dinner together because they did.
You're 100% certain you're going to win.
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
I'm going to say 70.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what, Oscar De La Hoya? It is getting to the point. It is getting to the point where Oscar De La Hoya is just hating. Love Oscar like a play cousin. Like I said, he's like the cornerstone of boxing. All the stuff that he's done for the sport of boxing. I mean, the value is incredible. But it is at a point where he's just hating. Okay, and case in point, he did the Clapback Thursday for this week, and he is really just ragging on the Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford fight, and he's talking about how poorly it has been advertised and marketed, and his big foundation for it is him talking about how Canelo and Terence Crawford had a dinner date.
Last week when this photo was taken of Canelo and Crawford having dinner together.
And he goes on and he speaks on how bad that is because he's like, can you imagine if Muhammad Ali and Frazier had dinner together?
I mean, can you imagine Muhammad Ali or like Joe Frazier having dinner together?
What? Cat! We do not have to imagine Muhammad Ali and Frazier having some dinner together because they did. In 1974, January 18th, 10 days before their bout, they actually were celebrating their birthdays together with cake, a party. I even think they had a little person in the back. So they were going to fight. And just the week before, they're actually partying together, celebrating their birthdays. Both their birthdays are in January. Muhammad Ali, January 17th. Joe Frazier is January 12th. And they literally had a photo taken of their party with the cake and the yada, yada, yada. And it was before their rematch of their fight of the century. Before it, okay? So listen, I think Oscar De La Hoya, I think he knows this. I think he knows that what's going on with Canelo and Crawford isn't strange, okay? The hanging out together before the fight, months before the fight, unlike Ali and Frazier was the week before. But hanging out together months before the fight, I don't know, the pushing and the shoving at the press conference. I mean, how many times have we seen that? It's really just normal stuff. And yes, they are putting on a bit of a show, right? I mean, they're selling the fight. You have to sell. I mean, should be understood, common knowledge, that the press conference is to sell the fight. And of course, they're doing some of that. So some of it is selling the fight, and the other bit of it is just 100%. We are going to fight each other, and we are going to get angry the closer we get to the fight, and we are going to try to go for greatness, and a fight is going to happen, and hopefully it's a great one. But the press conferences are there to sell the fight, and I just think that boxing right now can't afford to have one of their biggest fights of the year, or in the biggest fights in years, honestly, Canelo versus Crawford, have so much energy to be shitted on, right? We're so much trying to tear shit down that we don't realize we are hurting the sport, period. I think the sport is in too fragile of a state to have so much division and so many fractions, just for your own benefit. You want to win yourself so much that you were shit on the biggest fight in years, okay? And they're calling it the fight of the decade. I'm just saying, with all the love I have for Oscar De La Hoya and for many others, really, even the boxing fan, for the energy to be out there to hate on each other so much and bring shit down. We're going to bring the whole damn thing down. And I think let's celebrate. Let's all come together to build the sport of boxing. I know you probably wanted Crawford versus Boots instead, or Canelo versus Benavidez instead. But as of right now, we have this. It is what it is. So, and don't act like you're not going to watch it. It's going to be free with a subscription on Netflix. You are watching it, and you're going to be excited while watching. Stop playing, or else you won't watch it. Then let's go ahead and act like how we actually feel, instead of hating in the comments, hating on each other, and then showing up to Netflix and watching the damn thing. Stop it, all right? Now, let's move forward to Terrence Bud Crawford. A lot of you guys wanted me to talk about Terrence Bud Crawford, saying that he has a 70% chance of beating Canelo Alvarez.
You're 100% certain you're going to win?
We never 100%.
What percentage are you?
I'm going to say 70.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, this is how I feel about this. And I want to be very careful with you guys, because I know regardless of what I say, you know, I'm going to create a response, a divisive response, because I mean, the Canelo fans are very passionate. So is the Bud fans. But I want to say this. Crawford felt that him saying 70% chance was him sounding sure and confident.
I'm always high on confidence. You know, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then why should anybody else believe in you?
Which it doesn't sound confident. It doesn't. Because, I mean, 70% is one thing, but if you said I have a 69% chance or a 68% chance, it'd be like, ugh, right? Because that's just a flat out D, right? So, a 69 and D, pause. But to say 70% chance, you know, it just doesn't sound that confident. But I want to say this, though. He was being truthful. I do like the fact that I don't hear this often. He didn't just talk and just say some shit. He was like, I feel like I got a 70% chance. And in saying that, for me, that shows bravery. Listen, he knows how important this fight is. And it's that important because it is very difficult. Now, his fanboy's going to say he's for sure going to win. You're going to lose your money, yada, 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 but you don't have to take the punches. Terrence Bud Crawford, who you're fanboying for, say he has a 70% chance. All right, so he's being truthful. Y'all got to start being real, too. And it's because he understands how difficult it is, which is bravery. If you're going into a situation 100% sure that you're going to be victorious in that situation, then how brave is that really? But when you go into a situation and you're not so sure, but you go into it anyway with the intentions to succeed, that is the definition of bravery. So him saying this is difficult, and I'm giving myself a 70% chance, which is why I'm doing it. Which is why I think this will put me on a Mount Rushmore. It's not because I am 100% sure. It is because I am 70% sure. It is not because I'm bigger than him and this is easy and I'm stronger than him actually and people don't understand that I'm more skillful. No, he's a beast. And this has never been done. And this is not a sure thing. And that's why I'm so eager to do it. That's the definition of greatness. That's why he should be on a Mount Rushmore if he accomplishes it. That's why Terrence Crawford is brave for doing it. And I've been saying this from the beginning when I talk about your favorite fighter. And I talk about how your favorite fighter should take chances. And you're like, you just want him to lose, ShowBizz. You just want him to lose. No, I want him to be brave and dare to be great. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz, I'm out.